Okay, so welcome everyone. Good to see you. And today we have another question coming in from one of the students. So, the question is, how to overcome feelings of lack of self-worth and doubt? Okay, so that's a very good question. I think many people are struggling with these kind of things. Lack of self-worth or confidence, or feeling not good about yourself in some ways. I think most people have that. It's a very actual question, very good question. So in Buddhism it's really not that much about overcoming something. It is more about seeing it. So the Buddha hasn't really taught much about overcoming, fighting, going to war with whatever phenomenon that arises, but he has rather taught to see things, and particularly to see into the truth of phenomena, to really understand the way things are, the way it is, in this very moment. So the Buddha encourages us to look into the nature of all phenomena. And in which moment is it that we can see the nature of all phenomena? It is right now. It is not to be delayed. It's not something that is supposed to happen sometime in the future. Well, I hope I will overcome doubt some point in the future if I just work hard enough. But it is more about seeing doubt as it is there. And then recognizing at the same time that what is seeing doubt doesn't have any doubt. It is simply aware of doubt. Doubt is, you can say, an object of awareness. It is appearing to awareness. Since it is appearing to awareness, it is appearing, you can say, it is appearing to you, it is talking to you, it is in front of you. Then why mess around with it? Why not just leave it alone? Why pick it up? That's the way that doubt dies. So the symbol that the Buddha is sitting upon, you can see on most of the Buddha depictions, or even here standing on, is a lotus. And why a lotus flower? Because lotus, the symbolism of a lotus flower is that nothing sticks to it. Water doesn't stick to it. Mud doesn't stick to it. The lotus comes out of the mud, yet the mud doesn't stick to it. Dirt doesn't stick to it. It has a very special structure in its petals, so nothing sticks to it. That's why they use this kind of symbolism. The mind is like a lotus. The nature of the mind is in such a way that nothing sticks to it. No experience sticks to it. So you see doubt is arising, and as you have a firm recognition of the one who knows doubt, that the simple recognition that doubt is known, then you are not the one that has doubt. You are not the one that has low self-esteem, lack of self-worth, etc. You are the one seeing it. That's a big difference. But in the beginning of our practice, we don't see it as such a big difference, because it's just very short flashes of insight, very short moments of recognition, way too short to have an impact, strong enough to create a massive change. So if we have strong mindfulness, and the strength of our mindfulness eventually grows, but you have to practice a lot. Particularly in the beginning, mindfulness is still very small. Baby mindfulness is still very weak. It doesn't have much power. So delusions are naturally overcoming it all the time. So you have let's say, a delusion arising of anger or grief or despair or whatever it is, whatever negative or positive sensation that comes and invades your mind, it is fully invading it to such a degree that we are fully identified with it. As we are identified with whatever comes into our mind, we forget ourselves. So we are not seeing ourselves, rather we are seeing through the lens of whatever has invaded our mind. If anger has invaded our mind, then the world appears as a nasty place, because we are watching it through that particular lens. If happiness has invaded your mind, then it's a different kind of story, isn't it? You're seeing a happy world. But it's not that the world is a particularly happy place or an angry place. It's all happening in the mind. That's why the Buddha mentioned several times in the Dhammapada, for example, the mind precedes all things. The mind is foremost amongst all things. It doesn't just say it for fun. It says because it's a truth. The mind is foremost. All the stories that you have in this world are like, oh, I have low self-esteem, I have so much doubt, we have so many problems, our country has so many problems. Where do they come from, these problems? They come from minds that are not at ease. Unhappy people. The body is not unhappy. It's not that your hands or arms or legs are unhappy. It's your mind that's unhappy. And if the mind is running the body, then the body does unhappy things. But it's still the mind. If we know our senses, we can stay in the present moment. Like you know sound right now, for example. You can hear the fountain. You can, feel your body sitting here. Maybe there's a sense of tiredness or wakefulness. Pain in the body. All of that, you can feel it right now. That's your access gate. That's how you practice in the beginning to establish mindfulness all the time. Again and again and again and again. Wherever you are, really take it to heart. Come back into your body. Because where your body is, that's where the present is. So most of us are way too much lost in our mind, in thinking, worrying, future making, past making. And so no wonder that we are quite unhappy, because all the energy goes out for nothing. We have no energy, our mind has no energy. It's weak. Why does it have no energy? Because it goes out all the time. It's spread all over the place. Creating all kinds of desires and all kinds of feelings that it needs this, it needs that, I need to go to the future tomorrow. You really have to see this. It's really important. It's going to blow your mind. Whatever it is, right? There's always this kind of temptation to really pull you out from yourself. It's not that you now should avoid all kind of interactions and social activities, but get into the habit of knowing what is going on as it is going on. And it sometimes helps to kind of get a little bit out, to have your space where you're going and you're just sitting there quietly. It helps a lot. Do a retreat, it helps a lot. So the mind is a little bit like the sky, like the open expanse of the sky. You can think of it like this, like space. And the content of the mind would be like birds, airplanes, clouds, wind, all sorts of movements that are happening in the space of the sky. Now, all of those movements that are happening in the sky, they're temporary. They're arising, they're passing, they're coming and going. Low self-esteem and doubt is the same thing. It's a cloud in the sky. It comes and it goes. So we need to train our ability to see it, to catch it, so to say, when it arises. You see clearly, aha, there it is, doubt. Now as soon as you catch it, as soon as you see it, then there is nothing for you to be done. There is this saying actually, it says that the seeing is the doing. But you have to be firm in your seeing, unwavering. In the beginning the seeing is kind of wiggly, it's weak, it doesn't really stay, it doesn't hold its ground, it gets pulled into the thing again. So you get identified again, you are then suffering your experience again. We are suffering the present moment. Whatever comes out, it's a feeling in your body, you're suffering it, we call it pain. It's a sound and you're suffering it, you call it noise. Or insult. But it's actually just a sound. It's just that you are suffering that sound. You're resisting it, you're pushing against it. Let's say you have an emotional attitude coming up. Let's say that the feeling of doubt or lack of self-worth that is coming up in your mind. There is not a problem with it at all. It's just doubt. The problem is you're buying into it. You fully believe in it. You forgot your real position. You are the one that sees the doubt. You forget that. You feel like you were the one having the doubt. You are the one being doubtful. But that's not true. You could be the one seeing it. As soon as you're the one seeing it, you're out of trouble. You're not anymore subject to the doubt's play. You're not enslaved to a passing emotion. The sky is not confusing itself anymore with a cloud. It suddenly remembers, oh, wait a second, I'm the sky. I'm not a cloud. But it might occur that the sky forgets that it's a cloud, that it's the sky, right? Then it usually thinks it's a cloud. I'm the body, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm whatever, Then we forget that we are actually the background of all experiences. The space in which experiences can happen. And that's the important thing in meditation practice, to access that space. To step back, to know what is going on, to not be caught up. But most of the time, if you look at yourself throughout the day-to-day experience, we're completely, hopelessly caught up in stuff. Look at it. From the early morning on, when you wake up, till the evening, caught up in your thoughts, caught up in your emotions, caught up in other people's businesses even. And so it's no wonder that these things like doubt or low self-esteem, etc., they're very captivating. They have a sort of, they're like an interesting billboard. They capture your attention. Look, it's doubt. But it's nothing really. Like a cloud, it doesn't have any substance to it. You don't need to bother changing its shape, rearranging it, trying to make the doubt into some sort of good boy. I'm going to change my doubt so it becomes confidence. And then you go to the 10-step technique to become more confident and stuff like this, and it doesn't work out because all you're doing is you're juggling with clouds. You still don't know your real nature. You still haven't seen truth. Do you know your breath right now? Is it on the way in or out? There, you're present right now. As soon as you know your breath, you're in the present moment. And as you're in the present moment, all the story is gone. Your problematic self story is gone. Like me trying to get somewhere and get something, become someone that has no doubt and that has great self-esteem, and I need to become that person, and I hopefully become it soon, and then I'm going to ask Tobi the question, and he is going to hopefully talk about it in his next talk, and then I hope that I understand this talk, and then I need to do so much more practice and to get to the point where I then finally can let go of my doubt. And yeah, all that is okay, but it's not so important. It's just thinking, isn't it? It's just thinking. So what do we need to do here? Just recognize, thinking. And that's it. Now keep that recognition. Still thinking. Allow your mind to think. It's not your business anymore. There's a lot to think. You're not following the thoughts, you're not caught up in them, and you're not resisting them and battling them. That's what the Buddha calls the middle way. You're not caught up in any extreme, trying to get rid of, trying to get more. You're not engaged in any activity. You're here as the one who knows. That is the solution to all types of these emotional problems. So how does it develop your practice? In the beginning, just simply notice and get into the habit, train yourself to notice, there it is, doubt. Now, doubt is like this. That's your first step. The step 2, the second step, after you have successfully trained yourself to always see it when it is there. There it is. There is my favorite delusion. Feeling bad about myself for no reason. There it is. Feeling that I'm not worth it, that I can never do it. There it is. It's one of the like Jack Kornfield, he calls it like the top 10 tunes. Is one of the top 10 tunes. We all have these kind of top 10 tunes, like kind of thoughts that keep recurring. So anyways, look at your thought world. It's always the same stuff. Constantly, isn't it? Your thoughts go round and round and round about the same subjects, day in, day out, night in, night out. So you recognize, there it is. That's the one, doubt, low self-esteem, good. Now, let's just have a look at it. How is it like? How is it like to be full of doubt and have a low self-esteem? Have it on purpose. Just sit down and do a doubt meditation. Like really just sit down full of doubts. Oh, I'm so doubtful. Oh my God. I don't know what's going to happen. But know it at the same time. Because you're basically acting out your doubt. And you're looking at that for a little while. It's kind of funny, isn't it? It's almost like when you're sitting in your room and you're so sad and you start to cry, and then suddenly something inside of you says, oh, go ahead, cry, I'm going to watch. Cry as much as you want, you're free to cry. What will happen to your crying?
Stop.
Yeah, it will stop rather fast. What will happen to your thinking if you suddenly allow it? It'll stop. Because all the resistance is gone, the fighting is gone, so thinking can relax. The mind relaxes naturally if you leave it alone. So that's the second step then, is looking into more detail. You see the doubt, but you stop calling it doubt. You just feel it in your body. So that's the second step. You're looking into the feeling directly in life without labeling it, without thinking any further about it. You just feel it in your body. Doubt, there it is. Is it in your heart? Is it in your belly? Your elbows, your hair? Where is it? Where do you feel it predominantly? Just feel. Just feel it. Just watch. There's nothing to do again, just watch. Step 3, look into even more detail. Do you see it move? And every experience is a very energetic experience. There's a lot of vibration to it, there's a lot of movement to it, to every experience, every feeling. Every emotion has a vibration to it. It's kind of alive, it's buzzing. Now watch that buzzing. And eventually in that buzzing you find that there is nothing really there. It's just buzzing. It's not a problem. The problem was in the mind, and it started with giving it a name and making it into a thing, giving it solidity. Now something solid is something I can resist and fight with. Here's your problem.
I don't know if I understand right what you're saying. I said, next time, for example, we have a bad emotion, we just call it. to the meditation. I said, now I'm going to experience this emotion and try to experience wherever in the body is present. And then when it feels present, we try to see expansion and contraction.
Whatever it is, maybe heat, maybe expansion, maybe contraction, maybe buzzing, whatever it is. There's nothing to do, there's a lot to see and learn about your emotions. And these steps, they are kind of a natural unfolding. They're unfolding naturally. It's not a thing to make happen. But really you just look. There it is, there is sadness. Now let's see what happens with it. How do I experience it, right? So you're really watching the experiencing of sadness or whatever emotion it is that you're having. Like that. That is the solution to it. Solution is not to change your emotions into some other emotion. Every emotion is temporary. It doesn't last. Why waste your energy bothering with emotions? Just leave them alone. So in fact, this entire world is upset and chaotic because we don't know the art of leaving things alone, particularly not ourselves. We're unable to leave ourselves alone. We're constantly bullying ourselves even when we sit down and meditate. Focus harder, you need to go deeper into this. You haven't understood it yet, you're not enlightened yet. Meditate faster. Whatever comes up in your mind, right? You're kind of pushing for it, you're not relaxing. This is the Buddha has recommended, again and again he is taught to relax, let go, leave it alone. So there is nothing really that is ours. That is mine. My doubt that I need to get rid of. It's a king of illusions. This illusion of a self that has a trouble with the world. Now once that is looked through with proper meditation practice, all problems are fading because who has a problem? No one has it. That's the way to the end of this trouble with how to overcome feelings of lack of self-worth and doubt. That's how you overcome them. You see them. You see them until you understand them. Once you understood them, you stop holding on to them. Once you stop holding on to them, you stop nourishing them. When you stop nourishing them, they die. That's how it works. All right? So I think that's good enough for today.